The Vanishing Hitchhiker is one of the most famous and enduring urban legends, known across various cultures and retold in numerous forms. It typically involves a traveler who offers a ride to a hitchhiker, only to later discover that the passenger mysteriously disappears, sometimes leaving behind eerie signs of their supernatural nature. The story has evolved over time, but its core elements remain consistent, embodying themes of mystery, death, and the supernatural. This tale, with its strange combination of fear and intrigue, has captured the imaginations of storytellers, folklorists, and researchers for centuries. Its longevity and cross-cultural prevalence raise intriguing questions about the origins of the story, its psychological impact, and what it reveals about human nature and our collective fears. Origins and variations of the legend. The Vanishing Hitchhiker story is so widespread that it's nearly impossible to pinpoint a single origin. Folklorist Jan Harold Brunband, who popularized the concept of urban legends, has studied the tale extensively, tracing variations across different countries, cultures, and time periods. Brunband's research suggests that the legend has been told in some form for centuries, possibly originating as early as the Middle Ages, though its current hitchhiker form likely took shape during the 20th century. In the classic version of the story, a driver picks up a hitchhiker, often a young woman. She gives the driver an address and asks to be dropped off at a particular location, usually near a cemetery, house, or isolated road. However, before reaching the destination, or sometimes shortly after arriving, the hitchhiker mysteriously vanishes from the car. The driver, confused and startled, seeks out the address the passenger gave, only to find out that the person he picked up had died long ago, often in a tragic accident near the location. This basic structure of the tale has many variations. The Ghostly Bride. In this version, the hitchhiker is a bride who was killed on her wedding day, usually in a car accident. She is seen by the side of the road in her wedding dress, sometimes with bloodstains or torn fabric. The Returning Soldier. A common variation during and after World War II involves soldiers or sailors trying to make their way home, only to disappear from the car as the driver approaches their destination. Cultural adaptations. Across the globe, the story has adapted to local cultures. In Hawaii, the hitchhiker is often the goddess Pele, testing travelers, while in parts of South America, she is associated with religious figures. Psychological and cultural explanations. The Vanishing Hitchhiker legend resonates so deeply because it taps into universal human fears and emotions. The idea of offering help to a stranger, only to encounter something otherworldly, creates a potent mixture of empathy and terror. 1. Fear of the unknown. At its core, the story plays on the fear of the unknown. Picking up a stranger, especially on a deserted road, carries an inherent risk. The driver's kind act of offering help turns into a chilling experience when the hitchhiker vanishes, suggesting that no good deed goes unpunished. 2. Grief and the dead. The Vanishing Hitchhiker often revolves around a person who has died tragically, suggesting unresolved issues or spirits returning for closure. In many versions, the ghost's appearance signifies a need to communicate, whether it's to guide someone, warn them, or simply be acknowledged. This taps into a primal fear and fascination with death and what happens to us after we die. 3. Guilt and redemption. In some interpretations, the driver's encounter with the hitchhiker serves as a form of redemption or punishment. The driver may be portrayed as a person with a past mistake or guilt, and the encounter with the ghost is a moral test or a reminder of human vulnerability. 4. Evolution of urban legends like the Vanishing Hitchhiker thrive in modern society because they reflect changing anxieties. As car travel became more common in the 20th century, the fear of encountering something eerie or dangerous on the road grew. The hitchhiker in the story represents the unpredictability of human encounters in an increasingly mobile world. Real-life parallels and believability. A key reason why the Vanishing Hitchhiker legend has endured is its relatability. The story is plausible enough to be believed by those who hear it. Roads are often associated with danger and unpredictability, especially when they are dark and isolated. Car accidents are tragically common, and the thought of a restless spirit wandering the road is not far-fetched for those who believe in the supernatural. Many people claim to have experienced or know someone who has encountered a vanishing hitchhiker. In these retellings, the specifics of the legend change, but the core elements remain. A young woman, a dark road, a mysterious disappearance, these details make the story feel personal and authentic. People often add details like the hitchhiker leaving behind physical objects or the driver finding out later that the hitchhiker had been buried on that very date years before. In some cases, newspapers have even reported on sightings of ghostly hitchhikers, further fueling belief in the legend. Whether these stories are the result of imagination, psychological suggestion, or genuine paranormal experiences, they contribute to the legend's ongoing credibility and appeal. Symbolism and themes. The Vanishing Hitchhiker story is rich in symbolism, much of which revolves around death, isolation, and human vulnerability. 1. The road as a liminal space. Roads, especially long, deserted highways, are liminal spaces, transitional zones where the normal rules of society don't apply. They represent movement, change, and the unknown. The hitchhiker, as a figure trapped between life and death, embodies this liminality, appearing and disappearing in a space that is neither fully of the living nor the dead. 2. The fragility of life. Many versions of the legend emphasize the fragile boundary between life and death. The hitchhiker often died tragically young, highlighting the suddenness of death and the uncertainty of life. Their ghostly return is a reminder of mortality and the idea that death can strike at any moment. 3. Kindness and the supernatural. The driver's willingness to help a stranger is often met with an unsettling supernatural experience, suggesting that acts of kindness can expose people to the unknown. The hitchhiker, in turn, might be seen as a test of human compassion, or as a symbol of the consequences of fate. Literary and pop culture influence. The Vanishing Hitchhiker legend has influenced countless works of fiction, film, and television. Its elements appear in ghost stories, horror movies, and supernatural thrillers, often used as a cautionary tale or a plot device to build tension. In popular culture, the story has been adapted and retold in various media. The Twilight Zone, the famous television series, features an episode where a woman repeatedly encounters a mysterious hitchhiker during a road trip, only to realize that she herself has died. Music, country songs like Phantom 309 tell similar stories of ghostly figures encountered on the road. Literature, writers have used the vanishing hitchhiker motif in countless short stories, often weaving it into larger narratives about the supernatural. The legend's enduring popularity in media highlights its universal appeal and its capacity to adapt to new cultural contexts. The Vanishing Hitchhiker is more than just an urban legend, it is a reflection of deep-seated human fears and anxieties. Its themes of mortality, kindness, and the unknown resonate across cultures and generations. Whether viewed as a cautionary tale, a moral fable, or a simple ghost story, it continues to captivate the imagination. The legend's ability to evolve while maintaining its core elements ensures that it remains relevant in an ever-changing world. As long as there are roads to travel, strangers to meet, and stories to tell, the Vanishing Hitchhiker will continue to haunt our imaginations. Its persistent presence in folklore and popular culture is a testament to the power of storytelling and the universal human desire to make sense of the mysteries that lie just beyond our understanding.